Free and fair elections. In this module, you will learn how free and fair elections are ensured in India. The success of a democratic system depends on the fairness of its election mechanism. The voters must have full faith in the electoral process and believe that their choice has been duly honored. The Indian electoral process follows the policy of universal adult franchise. This means the Constitution of India affirms that all adult citizens have the right to vote irrespective of income, education, class or gender. An adult is one who has attained 18 years of age. Prior to 1989, a person needed to be 21 years old to be considered an adult, but this was changed by an amendment to the Constitution. The minimum age requirement for contesting an election varies. For example, a candidate must have attained at least 25 years of age to contest the Lok Sabha elections. Other restrictions for contesting an election include legal restrictions. For example, a person who has been found guilty of a crime and jailed for 2 years or more cannot stand for an election. To ensure that elections are free and fair, the Indian Constitution requires the creation of an independent election commission. The Election Commission, created according to Article 324, is the supreme decision-making body in all matters related to elections. The responsibilities of the Election Commission include supervision of voters' list, deciding on the time and schedule of elections, and granting recognition to political parties and their symbols. The Commission is often required to take tough decisions to ensure free and fair polls. For example, it may decide to postpone or cancel polls, order a repoll or recount, and establish a model code of conduct for all parties and candidates. To conduct national-level elections, the Election Commission of India has a chief electoral officer in every state. To conduct state-level elections, every state has its own state election commission. The state election commissions are independent of the Election Commission of India. Until 1993, the Election Commission of India was a single-member body, except for a brief period during the 1989 general elections. Since 1993, the Election Commission has become a multi-member body. Initially, there were conflicts between the election commissioners on questions of power. The Supreme Court stepped in to resolve the conflicts. Now, however, a multi-membered election commission is widely accepted. The Election Commission of India comprises a Chief Election Commissioner, CEC, and other election commissioners, all of whom are appointed by the President of India on the advice of the Council of Ministers. The CEC and other election commissioners have equal powers. The President of India can also remove the election commissioners if required before the completion of their tenures. The tenure is 6 years unless reduced by the attainment of 65 years of age. To remove the CEC before the expiry of the term, both houses of the Parliament must make a recommendation to the President with a special majority. This process ensures that the ruling party cannot remove the CEC for vested interests. The Election Commission does not need officers of its own to conduct election duties. When the election process begins, the Commission exercises its power over the government's administrative machinery and employs the officers of the government to act on its behalf. The Commission has the power to assign, transfer, or remove these officers as required. So far, the Election Commission has conducted 14 Lok Sabha elections besides many more state-level elections and by-elections. During this time, it has faced multiple challenges and unprecedented situations. The Commission used its constitutional powers to tackle all situations in the best possible manner and emerged more assertive and independent than ever before. In this module, you have learned the Constitution of India guarantees that all adult citizens of India have the right to vote and to stand for elections if they meet the required conditions. The Constitution provides us with an independent body, the Election Commission, to supervise and control the election process. Every state has its own Election Commission, which is independent of the Election Commission of India. The Commission ensures the voters' list is up to date and approves political parties and candidates. The Commission also decides the dates and schedule of polls.